McGraw-Hill Professional presents The Lean Strategy. Using Lean to create competitive advantage, unleash innovation, and deliver sustainable growth. Written by Michael Ballet, Daniel Jones, Jacques Chase, and Oreste Fumi. Narrated by Scott R. Pollak. Preface. This book is about learning to compete in a fundamentally different way. Today, the practice of management has narrowed increasingly into a finance-driven approach, reducing headcount, consolidating footprint by buying or selling companies, and replacing individual responsibility with IT systems. As we've all experienced both as customers and employees, this generates ever larger bureaucratic companies with disappointing products or services and disengaged, distrustful employees. We know there is a better way to compete. We have been fortunate to witness how businesses can grow sustainably and profitably by focusing on customer value through developing the business's people. This dynamic approach, a people-centric way of working together, delivers better business results for the organization, for its employees, and for society at large. It does not treat employees as commodities to be replaced by robots, nor does it trap managers in bureaucratic systems inherently resistant to change, nor does it encourage short-term solutions at the expense of the environment. At companies that practice this way of working, employees are involved in improving their work, and overall, the conditions for continuous innovation are created day to day without wasting precious resources. In the process, the changes needed to compete in turbulent markets are based on the talent and passion of the people creating the value themselves as they seek a better way to do their work. Nearly 30 years ago, we discovered that a people-centric management system lay behind the rise of the Japanese car makers, especially Toyota. Sharing this approach resonated with many people struggling to improve their own organizations, and it led to many experiments in every kind of sector, from startups to healthcare, from industry to services to IT, and to an ever-growing global lean movement called Lean to capture the agility, speed, flexibility, trimness, and robustness that distinguishes it from traditional management. Common practices in this system, which were codified as lean tools as a means of teaching the core principles, were originally seen as the key to eliminating waste and designing more efficient processes. However, because these tools challenge conventional thinking, they have to be learned by doing rather than in a training classroom. In fact, we now know that the Toyota production system is a learning framework for helping employees to improve their work and to work together to create the value customers are paying for. While many still interpret Lean as simply a management system, there is much more to it. This insight, in turn, called for a very different way of managing the learning process at the front line and in supporting activities. To do so, we learned another set of management tools, including A3 problem solving, daily management, value stream analysis, and Hoshin planning. It became clear that a different way of thinking was needed for these tools to deliver results, that they had to become the responsibility of line management, and that they needed active leadership involvement to be sustained and spread across the organization. Indeed, much of what has been written on Lean takes an organizational perspective rather than a business one. With this book, we look at how the leaders of successful Lean transformations, the very executives who run the company, adopt Lean thinking, change their own ways of managing, and spread this knowledge throughout their business. To understand these leadership challenges, we turned to the initial pioneers who used Lean as an integral part of their strategy from the start. This was the starting point for this book, and it brought this unique team together, a pioneering CEO and a CFO who both had personal experience of leading Lean, plus two authors with many years' experience in coaching leaders. As this book came into focus, we learned 3 lessons. First, adopting lean thinking is a complete business strategy.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?